evening to you. Welcome along. There's another bumper weekend of sport to look forward to. It could be a great one for Irish rugby fans. It's the penultimate round of matches in the Six Nations Championship, and the Grand Slam champions will retain their title with a game to spare if they get a bonus point win over England. To weigh up their chances of that, let's speak to our sports correspondent, Joe Wilson, who's just over the road at Harlequin's Stoop from Twickenham, where that match is tomorrow. Joe, Ireland have been fantastic, haven't they? They really set their stall out in the Championship, going back to round one and that win over the French.
Yeah, you reckon that first match, that first Irish victory could have been the decisive one for the whole tournament? It may play out that way. We'll wait and see. I've got two legends to speak to in a minute or two, but it's a busy evening here at Harlequins because right now we have an under-14s Cup semi-final going on between Isha and London Irish. You see the theme. And then about 7:30, the legends come on. Now, nostalgia might feel like the safest place for an England fan to go to this evening, looking ahead to that strong Irish team who are such overwhelming favourites. I think Isha may have scored. You may have picked that up. OK, but there were media activity today for the two teams. I spoke to England prop forward Ellis Skenge, and I also had a question for the Irish captain. Do you think this is the best Irish team you've ever been part of?
Look, I've been lucky to play with lots of good players and teams. If you were to, if I was have to nail the colours, I'd have to say yes. You know what I mean? It's hard to compare because rugby has moved on and the game is different. But in a short answer, I think it is. I think the quality of player. It's a really, really healthy, good, thought-provoking, enjoyable environment. But obviously, the quality of obviously performance and results speaks for itself. But as I said, hard to compare. But yeah, it's certainly up there anyway.
We're confident. I think you've probably lost already if you go into a game you don't think you're going to win. So you've got a total fine line, haven't you? Because you want to give everyone the respect they deserve, but at the same time you've got to be quietly confident about what you're going to do and what you're going to achieve. So I'm not going to sit here and say we think Ireland are going to pummel us, or I'm not going to say we're going to steam into Ireland and dominate, because it's probably going to be it's two great teams going against each other, isn't it? And obviously they're firing at the moment, and we want to put right what we did wrong 2 weeks ago. So it's going to be a good game.
Now, in a moment, the camera's going to pan that way, and you're going to see two guys who look to me young enough and fit enough to be playing in their match at Twickenham tomorrow. In fact, they're going to be on the pitch here in about 55 minutes. We're lucky to have their time interfere with their pre-match preparations. Henry and David Strettle, former back row forward for Ireland, former flying winger for England. The match tonight, Chris, start with the cause, because it's in aid of the Rugby Players Association in England and also in Ireland. And there are lots of former pros who have various issues in their life that the RPA is keen to help with.
Yeah, listen, it's a great excuse, isn't it, for the teams to catch up? But yes, the main reason obviously is to raise a few quid for injured players, and we were very lucky. We played our careers and managed to get through it without anything serious. But we know the nature of the game. There's going to be people, unfortunately, with injuries, and it's brilliant to raise money for those charities. So it's a really worthwhile cause for us to have a bit of a laugh and talk out.
But listen, David, is this a serious occasion? Is this a serious match tonight?
When the whistle goes, obviously, it's sometimes more serious than you think it's going to be, because it's rugby at the end of the day. But it's always good fun. I've been lucky. I've done it 4 years now. And every time we play here at the Stoop, it's always a great crowd. Been over in Dublin, another good crowd there as well. So everyone's looking forward to it in there. But there'll be a few tired bodies tomorrow, definitely.
Now, I mentioned nostalgia just then. 2007, England versus Ireland has a particular memory, personal memory for you. That was a decent try, but perhaps a one-sided match.
It was good for me. I scored on my debut, but obviously I think it was England's largest defeat in the Six Nations before the France result last year. So yeah, I mean, every time my mum's a Hennessy, so there's some Irish blood in me somewhere as well. So I've got a affinity with Ireland. Okay,
Chris, let's look ahead then to tomorrow's game. I don't think there's ever been a time, has there, in all seriousness, when Ireland have come to Twickenham as being such strong favourites?
Yeah, I think that's probably fair enough. Momentum is obviously with Ireland at the moment. we all know the cliche, winning's a habit, and Ireland, despite this tournament's been a great start, they've done 3 good wins, but they haven't been at their best as well. So for me, I guess, unless England come with something maybe a bit different tomorrow, get stuck into our line-out especially. The Welsh team caused a lot of headaches because of the line speed. I've no doubt England will do the same. But unless Ireland are sort of off kilter by a significant amount, I think it probably will go in Ireland's favour tomorrow.
David, are you hopeful? Is there any hope in there?
To say, but yeah, it's. I mean, Ireland look really good at this moment, and I think the tough thing is, we were just saying before, Ireland I don't think have hit full stride yet. So I think if they start well, it could be a very tough game for England. But that said, people thought that against South Africa in the World Cup, and look what happened there. So I think it'll be interesting to see how England go out and play. But I think they will try and slow the game down, grind it out, and I think it could be a real traditional game tomorrow.
Great stuff, gentlemen. Thank you so much. They're off to the changing rooms, Ollie, to entertain the crowd here at Harlequins. We look forward to tomorrow. Ireland overwhelming favourites, but you know very well, Ollie, in sport, we live for surprises.